it was Kenneth Hahn Sr., who was our principal at the time. He was demonstrating various instruments, piano and stuff. He had a snare drum with a stand and a music stand right here. He had a snare drum and a music stand right here. And had the music stand there, snare drum, and he said to me, what he did, he showed me how to hold a pair of drumsticks and a quarter note. That made the biggest difference in my life. 5 minutes. He gave me 5 minutes right here on this spot. And who would have thought that I was going to wind up being a drummer, running with Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley and them imitating them, writing music behind us. Who would have thought I was going to be the drummer and one of the writers of Why Can't We Be Friends? Slipping in the Darkness, World is a Ghetto, All Day Music, Spill the Wine, Running with Eric Burton. Who would have thought that? And this is where, on this stage, I did my very first concert, right here on this stage with my mother and father out there.
Well, welcome. Welcome back to Extraordinary Drummer Show. I'm your host, Cheron Moore, as you well know. Today, I tell you, I'm always excited when I get guys on the show that just, not only are they awesome drummers, but they really are responsible for what we're doing today and yesterday.
Well, somebody else before me.
And certainly I have that today. My guest today is the original drummer from the band War. You remember War? Cisco Kid and Slipping into Darkness and The World is a Ghetto. Well, this is the gentleman that played drums on all those hit records.
Yeah, like
help
this
me
one?
say hello and welcome
like
my. Yes, hang on a second,
Oh.
Harold. Let me finish the intro here. Would you help me say hello and welcome my dear friend Harold Brown from the band, original drummer from the band War. Hello, Harold.
Hello there. How you doing?
Hey, brother. Wow, what an honor, man. What an honor.
I'm still here.
How did Slipping into Darkness come to be about? How did y'all come up with that groove, and how did that come up about?
Well, what happened was, I had heard a buddy of mine, Ron Hammond, playing something almost like the groove that I play on the drums. And I said, wow. So I went over to our place, sat in there and kept on playing. I said, whatever next song we do, I'm gonna make it fit. So we were over in Europe playing at Prince Albert's Hall, and Howard Scott, he just called me earlier. He's 2 days older than me. He always reminds me that he's 2 days older. So he had this idea I was slipping into darkness because he had bought some boots over there and they were too tight and his feet was hurt, so they had to give him some medication to take away the pain. And that pill made him feel like he was slipping into darkness. So when he started singing, slipping into darkness, I just kept playing that beat over and over and over until it just made it work. And then of course with Morris Dickerson, Beebe, he lived down the street, he over by the traffic circle with his son. Say a prayer for him, he had a slight stroke, but his son is taking care of him. He had that bass lick. And then when you look at, Charles Miller, he went to high school right down the street here, Long Beach Poly. He's class of 57. I'm class of 64. Snoop Dogg went to the same high school right down the street here. So him and Lee got together and put that ba-da, 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 ba-ba-da, slipping into darkness. You know this one, don't you? happened.
Take us all the way back. How did you start playing drums as a young man?
Well, down here on 21st Street in Lemon, where I grew up,
That's in Los Angeles, right?
No, Long Beach.
Long Beach, okay, yeah, Long Beach.
Yeah, I'm here in Long
You
Beach, right
said
here.
Poly High, right?
I came full circle.
Right.
So I remember back in the day they had AM radio, and it was Fox Radio, and they had this old tower down on the corner of Orange and Alameda that comes together. Now it's museums and stuff there. And this old radio tower used to sit over the top of it. So I used to lay up at night. My mother would be working, Daddy worked, graveyard. My mother's working. There was 6 of us, And I remember laying in the bed listening to the radio, the Texas Time. And that was before they had race music. That was when they used to play all the music together. You might hear Country Stop the World and Let Me Up. You hear Johnny Cash. You hear Fats Domino. Big Mama Thornton. Yeah. Oh, I ran with Big Mama Thornton. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. And excuse me. So I would lay up in the bed at night fantasizing that I was a drummer. And all the different songs that come on, whether it's country and western or Johnny Otis. Da 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 da. Johnny and Johnny Otis. He was actually Greek, but he lived over here, like playing around San Pedro, South Los Angeles. And he was all into the Latin music, with the clave and stuff. So I'm listening to all these different songs, and something says, I kept fantasizing about an hour, 2 hours. And then one night, it was maybe about 7.5, maybe 8, the Spirit came to me and said, Harold, why you laying up here all these hours fantasizing? Why don't you go do it? If you spend an hour to 2 hours each day chasing your dream, you'll become that.
Tell me, Harold, how did the band War start? How did you guys start that band?
Okay, what happened was we were actually the creators first, because we created our own music. Then Howard got drafted probably about 1966 or so. Then he left. We were getting ready to start working in Las Vegas, $500 each a week for the musicians union. All of a sudden, Howard got drafted, Bobby Nicholson. I told you I live in the city. And then they got drafted. So I had to go find a job. So thank God I wound up being a Class A machinist. I told you, sounds of the city.
All day music.
So then what I did, I wound up working as a machinist. Howard was in the military. They had me doing classified stuff, when we shoot monkeys into outer space. I was making damn good money. Oh, I was probably making about $450 a week. I'm talking about like mid-60s. Going before the 70s. $400 or $500 a week. It was overtime or night shift. So Howard finally came. He got his tank flipped over, and I started crying like a little baby. I lost my best friend, But he was okay. He survived it, right? So he come on back and came back, and he decided he was going to go work in the medical field. And I told Howard, I said, no, let's try one more time. One more time. And if we don't make it this time, we'll turn around and we'll go our ways.
So you and Harold was the original members of War?
Oh, yeah.
You and Harold started the band War?
We were the creators. I'm going to get to that, how it happened.
Please.
Okay, so then I had, I told Howard, I said, let's name the group Night Shift. I've been working in steel yards, night shift. And then I said, I'm gonna give myself a year. They can't kick me out of my house. I bought me a set of drums from Spiegel's catalog, Pearl, paid $199 for it, sold off all my machining tools so things got tough, I could go back. I burnt my bridge, so I had to keep going forward. So then finally, it was about a year, I'm down to my last $7. I keep 7 on me now. When I go, if I see the homeless or somebody, keep that down to my last $7, which, gas is 24 cents a gallon. You can get a burrito drink for $1.50, $1.25. So then I went up to Thrifty's. This would be affirmative action. I thought I'd be a good store manager. They see me and say, oh, you're in the wrong place. Go down on Crenshaw, the Crenshaw district. So then I started coming down Hollywood, Hollywood Freeway, heading south, and I got this right there on Sunset Boulevard. I said, wait a minute. I wonder Marshall Leave is at. He used to have me overdub. He produced What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love, or Last Night. He had me, that was me doing the rolls. So I'm down to probably about $5. They're about to kick us out the house. I got 3 kids at home, Ray, Daryl, and Janice, my daughter. So something says, go down Sunset. I go down there. I went to Liberty Rex across from Hollywood High. He wasn't there. Then I went down to the 9,000 building on Doheny in Sunset. Went upstairs. Seen these ladies look like Lucille Ball. I go, oh, he's not here. I said, well, can I use the bell? Okay. But we'll tell you where he's at. You see a little white house down there on the corner? Right there where Doheny and Sunset? He's over there. So I go in, another lady look like Lucille Ball. See all the gold records up there, and I start walking her. She can't go back. You can't. I said, yeah, he want to see me. He want to see me. I went, hey, Mark. And Marshall says, Harold, that's you. I've been thinking about you. Sonny, this is Harold Brown. Harold Brown, this is Sonny Bono. Come on now. That's why you don't stop chasing your dream. He said, wait on me. I go back. I said, well, he married Frankie Lane's daughter. Mule Train, giddy up. So he said, come on with me. So we go down to the studio. It was down on Sunset. Who was I forget the name of it, but Art LeBeau studio. It was on Sunset and Fairbanks, somewhere in there. I go down there, go upstairs, and all of a sudden he gets a, oh yeah, Timmy. Oh, Timmy. Oh, you need a drummer? I got one of the best in the city. I come back, I hit west going towards Beverly Hills. I go up Kings Drive. It was Timmy Euro. Right. So I go in there, I see all these guys telling Timmy, well, you know, I need guitar picks. Well, I need this. We need transportation. I said, I'm not leaving my band for these guys. I'll wait. I'll get back down the hill. I go in there and I'll tell Marshall, call up Timmy until I got a band ready to go. Ready to go, as we say in New Orleans. Ready to go. So then I get back there and I look on the stoops. For you don't know what stoop is, that's a step. And as a step, I went up to Art LeBeau studio, on the top. Mm-hmm. This little guy said, oh, they always do this. They always take my band. They always take my band. It was R.B. Greaves before he had his first hit. Knocked 3 times, sent a letter to Marie. He said, I said, what's wrong, man? I got these gigs. They took my band. I said, you got gigs? I got a band. I jumped up. Mom and them always said, keep a dime on you. Now you need a quarter if you can find a phone booth. I run back over there right there on the corner behind the gas station, hamburger stand. I called Howard. Our luck is changing. Get the band together. So we started rehearsing with him. And then when I was down at Jim Head Productions on 9,000 building, that's where, what's his name, the football player used to play with us. It come to me.
Jim Brown?
No. It was, oh, heck. It come to me. A senior moment. But he was in our group too. Oh, heck. Lover and a Pro. It'll come to me. So we on stage. We're practicing. And we're playing. All of a sudden, we had this big, huge review. Some of the girls that was in our review wind up on Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones from the Rams. He was in our group.
Oh, yeah, Deacon Jones, yeah.
Deacon Jones. He got out there, the song I got, Love and Pro. He got to do one-arm push-ups. in the back dresser, he used to like to sit up there, Roman Gabriel and all. He like sat there, let me just, because I'm, about 119, 121 pounds, let me just beat in his chest. And I said, if I ever got to whoop you, I know I'll whoop you. I'll just pick up a mic stand and hit you with it. And so then, and we started just going and going. So finally, it was the Rag Doll, North Hollywood. The owner said everybody that played there had always wanted being famous, like Deep Purple, Spiral Staircase, and so forth. Well, it was our last weekend, and we had this, bass player, wasn't BB at the time. He kept telling me, I know Eric Burton. And he's good, he's coming over. He worked with this Far Out, which did posters for rock groups like Jimi Hendrix and so forth. So then he said, he's coming to see you. And then our last night, the word went out, Eric is in the house. I didn't know who Eric looked like. I knew Sky Pilot let me out of the place. So we're up there playing. I seen this little guy come up with all his hair. Can I play my harmonica with you? Can I jam with you? Can I play my harmonica? I didn't know if that was Eric Burton or not. That was Lee Oscar. He got up on stage. We started playing our shuffle. And maybe we went, da, 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 going all over the place. We went to jam for about 40, 45 minutes straight. When we finished, everybody was all over the tables and stuff. And then all of a sudden, we was in the back, brothers doing high five, and this gentleman came back, Jerry Goldstein, JG, came back to us and says, you guys are really good. Great. Why don't we see if we can get together? Well, when I look back, it was probably about February, March of 1969. And he came and then we started laughing and stuff. He left. And so then the next day, they invited us to come up to Laurel Canyon. We went up there. That's when I first seen Eric Burton with his Ray-Bans on and black swimsuit, doing all Hollywood like on the side of the pool. And he started telling me how he got beat out so much money. And then I met Steve Gold. He was my favorite. Whenever you see the Why Can't We Be Friends, that's Steve Gold right there.
Wow.
When you see that too, you hear that laugh. It came from Steve Gold. So then we went up there and then we ate. That's the first time I ever had lox and bagels. And I asked them, did they have watermelon around naturally?
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so then, next thing I know, we ate. Everybody left. I let, Lonnie and them left. Papa D. Allen, Charles Miller was there, Howard Scott. And then they left, and I stayed the night. Because that following Monday, we were going to meet together over on Rodeo Road. Yeah, Rodale Road, over there in Westwood, at the office. Well, I stayed, and the next morning, Steve Gold walked up. I woke up there, and I stayed on the couch. He said, oh, you wanted to stay around and see how the white man lives. Well, I've been all around all kinds of people. I've been eating with chopsticks for the last 20 years, so duh. So then we met. We was all over there in the room. And everybody was there except for BB. He wasn't there yet. The other guy, Peter Rosen, he was our bass player at the time. So in that meeting was Howard Scott, Lee Oscar, Peter Rosen, Sylvester Papa D. Allen, Howard Scott, myself. Am I leaving anybody out? Should be 7 of us. And Steve Gold looked around at us and he said, look like you guys just came out of a war. Oh, I got a great name. What do you do? Eric Burton in War.
Who?
Let me see. And the next one?
Yeah. Got it.
Then, of course, the world in the ghetto. This is a good one.
Okay.
And everybody else.
Woo! Look at that. Wow. Harold, tell me something. That poster behind you, is that the original members of War?
Oh, yeah.
That's it, huh?
That's us.
Well, is that from one of the album covers or something?
Yeah, that's from the All Day Music.
Wow.
They got other, full paintings of me and stuff.
I can recognize Lee Oscar. I actually played with him a few times up at B.B. King's place.
Oh, okay.
But I recognize Lee standing what would be your left. But which one is you in there?
The one with the dog. Dog is
What?
my best friend. I still got dogs. My dog, I got a little mem picture now. He's out running around. His name is Zulu.
Which person is you in that poster?
With the dog, see the dog?
Nah, I don't see the dog.
That's me right there.
Oh, with the white turtleneck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Moses, I named him Moses. That's Lee. Right next to him, that's Charles Miller. That's Lonnie Jordan up there, the keyboard player. That's Papa D. Allen. This is Morris B.B. Dickerson. And that's Howard Scott sitting on a ripple case.
Yeah, man. That is awesome.
How about you?
Carol, you kind of already touched on this, but I want to ask you this question. We do a thing we call word of advice, where we ask the drummers if they could leave a word of advice for the up-and-comer drummers today that's trying to get traction in their career. You've kind of already touched on it, but leave a word of advice for the up-and-comer drummers out there, especially the young guys.
Okay, you up-and-coming drummers. You know, you got to learn how to just observe. Observe what's going on. Not just on stage. Observe what's going on out in front of the stage. I observe what's going on in back of the stage. And pay attention, because when you're listening to each other, and it's not all about me beating. I try to listen to what the bass player's playing. I listen to what the guitar player's playing. I listen to what the horn section is playing. I listen to what the percussionist is playing. And I listen to the people, what they saying. Because if you turn them on, you got them going. And then once again, I have to reiterate. The more you learn, the better it is. You know, drummer, if you learn how to read some music, learn your basic rudiments, yeah. And it doesn't hurt to go take one class of music theory. Music theory 1, that will teach you parts of music, A part, B part, C part, turnarounds, megaforte, Go take one class. And there's nothing wrong with going to school to learn other things. Because guess what? You more than a drummer. No, I'm thinking Cisco Kid. The Cisco Kid, like when we get into it, and I go, Howard be going, we get it going, and Lee breaks it down, I start like playing it.
tell you, thank you so much for being on the show, man. What a joy. What a joy to meet you, to know that, you know, a guy that's been instrumental with me as a drummer. I'm retired now, but me as a drummer, especially a young kid, and all those songs, I never thought I'd be laying eyes on you, never mind talking to you. And I tell you, I was in the projects playing that stuff, and so funky. That stuff was so funky. Thank you so much for being on the Extraordinary Drummer Show. Would you help me wave goodbye to all the fans out there?
Au revoir, toute lane. Showtime.
Stay there. I want to continue talking to you. I'll stop the recording. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Here we are. Back to the woods. Going to church. 34. Get the chair. Get the chair. Come on. Everybody. Right here. There's a lot of stuff. I was always wondering why down in New Orleans, why they loved our group. And when I moved to New Orleans, which I still got a place down there, they had that certain thing. I like playing this. I like going to put a little cloud in.